listening to The Bradshaw Boys, a podcast where three relatively grown men binge the iconic HBO series Sex and the City. So dust off those DVDs and grab yourself a white wine or even a Cosmopolitan and settle in. Take it away, boys.
Welcome to the Bradshaw Boys, a podcast where three guys watch their way through Sex and the City for the first time ever, mostly. I'm Cory James Cavin.
I'm Kevin Robert Doyle.
I'm Jon.
We kind of messed you up on the middle names,
That's
didn't
it.
we?
Yeah, you guys threw. I didn't have anything fun to say. So.
Yours is Robert, right?
Mine is Robert. You got it right. Jon, everyone in my family's middle name is Lynn except for mine. So you
Really?
could be Jon Lynn Sieber.
Jon Lynn Sieber.
Jon Lynn Sieber. There you go.
I love that name. It's a great name.
It's a great name. It's
Before we get too far into it, we do want to introduce our guest.
Yep.
Everybody, please welcome Just the Boys.
Just the boys tonight. Things are gonna get a little bit wacky. Yeah, it's just the three of us, and it feels right. It feels comfortable.
And we were watching Sex and the City.
We was sexy. Oh, when Carrie ran down that street, she had the Manola Blancs on her feet. Oh, he was out there looking for Pete. Oh, where the hell is Aiden? The boys are back down.
You drink those Cosmos at the bar.
Mr. Big pulls up in his car.
You said, I don't want to go with you because I'm going upstate with Aiden.
He put that basketball down in the mud, threw it on him, and it made a thud. Oh, him and Big, they rolled and rolled.
And that's what we're doing for this episode.
We're just singing.
Man.
We're singing. Boys are back.
I can.
That's it.
I love that
Nothing
song.
else. Just that.
I can already feel our hardcore fans just being like, "This is what we signed up for," and then other people that are just trying it out for the first time are like, "Yeah, I'm a no."
You know,
But the other people,
I tried it, and it's not for me.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
weird.
liked Thin Lizzy, and I've never been a huge fan.
Just imagine the person who's driving to work, and it's like Thursday, 6:30 in the morning. They haven't had their coffee yet. They're like, "Oh, a Bradshaw Boys episode's out. Let me just download it and listen to it at work." And that's the first thing they hear on their long ass commute to work. How miserable would that be?
And then you pause it, and then you're like, "All right, if this bit's done, then like I'll move on." And then you press play again, and you just hear me say, "Bradshaw Boys are back in town," and that's a key change.
That's how that works. All right, what's happening? What's
well,
going on?
Here's what has not happened in a while. We haven't watched an episode for a little bit.
It's true.
It's been a long time. We
did a Holiday in the Wild app.
Yeah, we did Holiday in the Wild.
We did a live chat, an Enneagram chat.
Oh yeah, we
Sarah
did
Jane
with
Case.
Sarah Jane Case. We did that. You guys did. We did an interview with Chelsea and Lauren from Every Outfit.
Yeah.
in Sex and the City.
So it just feels like this season's getting stretched out with amazing episodes that we don't get to sit and watch Sex and the City together.
I've been jonesing. Have you guys been going through any sort of withdrawal?
Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because the last episode was a bit of a not a dud, but it definitely was. It wasn't. It didn't. I feel like that was reset, and I feel like we're in for a good one.
Yeah,
It was a little all over the place. It was. I agree.
Oh, also,
Ring a
we may
ding.
as well talk about this while we have the chance. Freaking live.
live B-Shaw.
Yeah, live
Bradshaw Boys.
episode.
It's actually going to be Kevin
Great
just
show.
singing the entire time.
I mean, that should be our intro music, right?
Yeah,
we should
it
do a
should,
remix
yeah.
of that and our like Bradshaw Boy music. We'll see if we can get like get some
DJ
DJ to do a measure.
We'll get girl talk. We'll get girl talk.
Let me just say this. We had a show at the Bell House last year that was killer and it was awesome.
So fun.
Cory and I have been doing live comedy shows for
so many years.
too many years.
Too many years.
We should be further ahead. But I will say we have more skills of putting on an entertaining night of comedy than we do even of podcasting. So if you're on the fence, if you're in New York, come out. It's $15. It's gonna be awesome.
You're gonna get some Cosmos. You might win some books. We got a few.
Yeah, we have a
books.
few books
to
give
give
away.
Books to give away.
We have an unopened copy of the original Sex in the City trivia game.
Yeah.
We're not sure what we're going to do with it yet.
We
have it.
We have a planning meeting for the live show, and all of this will be worked out. We're giving away 2 copies of We Should All Be Miranda's.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're giving away. We have an unopened trivia box. We have some DVDs.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a wild ride.
We have some guests that we're talking with,
Yes, we're talking with some guests. We're gonna have some guests on the show.
and we're gonna be feeding off that live energy. So it's like
man.
when we look at each other, we're like, just when we're on microphones, we're just like, let's finish this. Imagine instead of us.
Wait, that's how you
Is
feel?
that how you feel
you're-
when we do this podcast?
Well,
I don't
when
feel,
we
I
go
don't
too
feel
far.
that way at all.
Then when I pull back, no, we're gonna be feeding off that live audience, and it's just gonna be 2 straight hours of
It's
fucking.
good to know that Kevin's just looking at us, being like, "I wish we could finish this."
You know when
I meant the bit, finish a bit, not like the podcast.
I know that. I do know that feeling.
oh yeah
I do now as well.
Yeah, I get it.
yeah. You know when you're just getting through life, you hit your mid-30s and you're just getting through. The show won't be like that.
you know how a lot of us feel, right? You know the reason why we started a podcast and why you tuned in, just because it's like I need something to drown out the intense.
I can't go to another deductions and incentives meeting at work. I can't go to I can't show up at conference room 2231 anymore.
Oh man,
I just gotta have something to do.
dude, I'm gonna make
2231 is brutal.
I'll make a mold of. We'll all make molds of our dicks, and we'll give them away at the show.
That would be perfect.
My friend Zach Zimmerman talks about doing that in his comedy.
Did he do it?
He made a mold of his dick, so
I mean,
I'll ask him about
You say
it.
you look like Garth. I'm just saying,
I
prove
know.
it, man.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
Oh, we have a copy of John Paul Sartre's No Exit. We're not going to give it away, but it is sitting right next to us
sitting-
for some reason.
Yeah, John and I are reading that play.
We're reading the play No Exit together. It's gonna
Yep.
be great.
Also, listen, we don't have the exact date, but we are doing a show in L.A. in the new year as well. So just
That is
wanna
also
wet,
true.
Wet your whistle and wet your...
So let's do a quick refresher as to what happened on the last episode.
All right, so last
Yeah, I don't
episode
even
we had Lucy Pohl,
Yeah.
who was the
Voice of Mercy for
What is
Overwatch.
what's her catchphrase on Overwatch?
Something never dies.
Heroes stand together.
Heroes never die.
Heroes never die.
never die.
Yeah,
I think it's that.
Dude, that was great.
Right, yeah, that's pretty good. So Carrie's money. It's the money episode. It's the she goes and asks everybody for money.
She acted like a crazy
I
person.
thought about this
hear
even
it.
more since we recorded it. Why did she go to Big's office and
If
ask
not
for
to
money,
accept the check.
but not to accept the check?
I don't know.
I
Everybody.
have no.
No, please, no.
I know.
And then the one person who didn't want to talk about it, she just freaked out on. That's
Well, we
Charlotte.
were
was the
pre-warned by a few people.
Yeah, that it was not
on
a good
Instagram.
episode.
They were like, "Get ready."
Yeah,
She was breaking like just a lot of social norms.
yeah.
Like
It was so bad.
Yeah, I'm
It was
glad
like-
that we don't have to watch that one tonight.
Me too. Yeah.
But
You know what? You
I
can't.
would.
You
I
got-
missed the show and I would watch it.
what happened to the Charlotte episode? Well, she got called out for Charlotte.
Charlotte didn't Charlotte get rid of her ring?
Yeah, Charlotte gave her the ring
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was that.
and she took it in to sell it.
And then the Miranda one was kind of slim, pregnant.
It was that's Miranda's online chat room named Slim Pregnant.
Slim pregnant.
That's on her.
It's also her rapper name.
Slim Pregnant.
Yeah. Yo, what's up? It's
May I have
motherfucking
your attention,
Miranda,
please?
slim pregnant.
Will the real Slim Pregnant please stand up? I think we're going to have a baby here.
This is just the worst music episode. Listen, if you're stuck in traffic,
We're sorry. I take it back.
I'm sorry you're stuck in traffic, but you know what? You're going to work. You might
You
as
could
well
get out
keep
if you're
listening.
in LA. You could get out of your car and
You-
dance like La La Land.
Yeah, you could get out of your car and dance like La La Land, or you could pull an REM Everybody Hurts video, get out of your car, leave it running, and just walk down the highway.
Go. Just
Do
go.
that. Do that. It's either one. If you get out of your car, don't say the Bradshaw Boys told you to. 'Cause
That's
we don't
true.
want to be legally
We are not
obligated.
legally
We are not legally
No.
responsible
for
for
that.
getting out of your car.
What
and
is
that comes from Miranda, ESQ, the Bradshaw Boys,
Miranda
and
Hobbs, Esquire.
Slim pregnant.
What What episode are we watching tonight, Corey?
Thank goodness we're not watching Ring-a-Ding.
Is it just 2 more?
It's 2 more. We got 2 more left in
jeez.
season 4, and then we get into season 5, which we have been warned is not great.
But you know what? People
you know
said
what?
like
It's
season.
fine.
They're like season 1 and 2 aren't the best either, and I loved every single minute of watching them. So
I did too.
bring on season 5.
I wouldn't change a thing.
No way.
It actually might be nice to like be able to let off some steam, because I feel like in season 1 there may be some times that we could have railed on the show a little more, but we wanted to be respectful of, like, you don't want to walk into a new house and be like, nice carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But now we know the family. We can be like, you should change the carpet.
We're like,
we've
listen,
earned a little bit of. We've earned our stripes a little bit.
Yeah,
Come on.
I feel like we can step on a few toes.
there's some good hardwoods underneath there. Rip that carpet up.
Rip the carpet up.
Come on.
That's fine.
Rip it up.
Listen, get a renovation.
Also,
That's,
also your wife is kind of fat.
That's Slim Pregnant's first song.
Your wife's
Rip-
kind of,
rip
and
that
like
carpet.
your kids are short. Come on.
And your son is stupid.
And you
He's
got
an
bad.
idiot.
You have bad breath and a terrible personality.
Yeah, and
All
it's
right.
like, and listen, I've been around here for a while. It's like I'm happy to just say it like it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't come back.
You know what? I'll say this though. Your wife is also hot. I'm gonna say that too. She's super hot. We went to high school together. I had a crush on her the whole time.
And listen,
That's why I'm in this house right
and
now.
she's friends with Slim Pregnant. They're in
And
the
she's
same
friends
chat
with
room.
Slim Pregnant.
Let's just say if she were in the Hamptons, I'd show her my dick.
And then when you go to get the good muffins.
I'm just saying. I would do it.
I
I may or may not do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, what's the
that's
episode?
the part
We're
of this
watching
argument that won't age well. Episode 17, a Vogue idea. Carrie starts.
Oh shit!
Yeah, a Vogue idea. I
Gets
about
a job at Vogue.
She gets a job. Maybe.
Really?
mean-
She was in this last episode? She was like writing for them a little bit, right? Or was that a different publication?
What am I gonna do? They'll pay me $40 a word. Yeah, maybe then fucking sit at your typewriter, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
Wow, carpet's terrible. She. Yeah, Vogue. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she mentioned Vogue this past time. Didn't she go after the California episode? Didn't she end up in like the Vanity Fair offices or something like that?
I don't
remember.
Something. Do you think what's her name's gonna be in this? Glasses?
Glasses?
Vogue.
Anna
Anna
Wintour?
Wintour?
Anna Wintour.
Maybe.
I hope so.
No, I actually meant Grace Coddington. I know a little more than you guys think out there, don't ya? I know who fucking Grace Coddington is. She's the brains behind the operation. She's the redhead.
Do you think anyone else in the world has ever stood on a soapbox and proudly proclaimed that they know who Grace Coddington
Hey,
is?
Wait.
it worked when I said bad bar. I got so many messages that just said bad bar. If you know what I'm talking about, message the Instagram, Grace Coddington.
Wait, so is Grace Coddington played by the Stanley Tucci character in Devil Wears Prada?
No,
'Cause
I
he's kind of the like right hand.
I think the idea behind the documentary, like, you know how in a good documentary they find like, oh, we don't know about this person. It was basically like Anna Wintour's like the face of it, but she's the reason why Vogue is legendary. She's
Gotcha.
a red. You'll know her when I show
She
her.
doesn't have glasses.
I know that. I switched it up. I meant Anna Wintour and then I switched it up. But
She looks like Julianne Moore could play her in a movie.
yeah.
Love Julianne Moore.
Anyway.
Do you see her? You got to watch the documentary. It's great.
Oh, I've
right.
seen Grace Coddington before.
Let's watch the episode. Vogue idea.
I'm
Let's
going to
get
watch
to
the
it.
documentary while you guys watch the episode.
That's fine.
I'm going to watch it on triple speed so I'm caught up.
And then talk about it over as well. We're talking about
Yes.
Sex and the City. That'll be perfect. That's a perfect idea.
Get back in your car, because guess what? The boy the back in town. Bye.
Bye.
Episode 65, A Vogue Idea. Carrie starts working at Vogue and finds out from her editor that she doesn't have a Vogue idea about relationships. Charlotte throws a baby shower for Miranda, but Miranda gets fed up with her after she tries to make the shower too cutesy. Richard asks Samantha for a threesome with a 21-year-old for his birthday. And now, back to the boys.
Vogue
Welcome
and
back. Wow.
A Vogue idea.
That was quite the episode.
I knew we were in for a good episode when they're not going to just throw in a hair change that drastic
Oh.
and not be like,
Good
we're going
call.
to deliver on the goods.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah, Carrie shows up with sick little crop haircut right above the shoulders.
It's not a bob, but it's like closer to a bob than we've ever had with her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're used to bigs, not bobs.
It's closer. It's a bob more than a big.
The through line for that episode, how much is a father figure, which was cool because that was like the first time we ever kind of got into Carrie's
her
backstory at all. Like we've gotten a little bit of
Carrie's Diddy.
Samantha's backstory when she talked about like working when she was younger. We've gotten a little bit to know Miranda's a little bit with her mother. Charlotte,
we know.
We met Charlotte's brother, right?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, because Samantha hooked up with him.
Oh yeah. And we dealt with like her in-laws with Bunny.
Yes, and the bunny, but like we've
But
never.
not her. I don't
This
think we've dealt with
episode
her
is
parents.
this episode is like the Carrie Bradshaw version of Joker. It's like this
never
is
saw
where
Joker.
this is where
This is her origin
this is
story?
Her origin story.
Her origin
All we get is that little picture, but it was kind of crazy. It was like the picture of her dad at age 3. You're like,
Yeah.
oh wow,
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And so the whole everyone's.
And then when she failed at stand-up and then ended up murdering tons of people.
yeah,
Yeah.
she murdered Anne Wintour.
It was really
That's crazy.
weird. Pillow over her face.
The entire story had to do with I guess father figures, right? It was her understanding why she struggles with men and why she may have a tendency to quit because her father, quit on her.
Yeah.
Miranda's was whether or not she'll be a good mother and kind of how she's going to rear her child. Samantha's was a 3-way with Richard. Who it kind of culminated with the father thing where the young woman called him daddy and he got kind of pissed about that.
Yep.
And then Charlotte's was kind of living through the baby shower she threw Samantha and experiencing like the frustration of the reality that she didn't have training anymore and all that stuff. So, lot to unpack, lot to uncover.
Yeah.
And then I guess like the main father figure thing in the show was Julian.
Yeah.
Carrie's this new character that we met who got her the job at Vogue, who was
Older man.
an older man, was kind of fathering her through Vogue.
Let's start with that because
Yeah,
I
that
don't want
was-
to wait because I don't want us to like get squeezed for time, and
And run out
that
of time.
clearly was the most compelling thing
Yeah.
Yeah.
of the episode for us.
Yeah, we flipped back and forth
So much.
about 10 times whether or not he was trying to hook
Yeah.
up with her.
Because it's like thinking from like a writer's perspective. I think we're always thinking about not just experiencing the show, but like what are they trying? And I was just he came on so strong in the beginning. I was like, oh, he's a creep. But then I was like, no, that he's going to be this character that is in the next 8 episodes where it's like he's not. He does love his wife,
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
and he's passionate about
Yeah.
about developing her career, and it's going to be this great character.
Yeah. Do you think that so for you listener, while we were watching the show, we were like, is he going to make a move? No, he's not going to make a move. Is he going to? And like we went back and forth and we were
Three
And-
different times we like took a
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah,
And
we
he-
took
and
a vote and we all said different things. Do you think that a woman would have seen that completely differently? Do you think a woman right after seeing him touch her and call her Cookie would have been like, he's a creep?
I can't tell. I don't know. I do now when you like look back and you're like, the signs were there.
Like
I
the
remember when
petting.
I remember when he grabbed her. He like kind of grabbed her by the chin. He was like, "Chin up, Cookie." And
Yeah.
there was a thing where I was like, "Oh, that would not fly in an office now
No.
at all, and it like should never fly." But I was like, "Oh, but also are they painting him like this like?" Kind of like father figure savvy news guy that
Yeah.
works at Vogue. That's like, hey kid, come on. And so,
Well,
but that now seems planted
But
to
yeah, I
where
feel
they
like we
wanted
gave
you.
him the benefit. Like we gave him the benefit of the doubt. We're like, maybe he's not a bad guy. Maybe he's. And I feel like
Well, at first,
women who are probably in that situation a lot more, and there are signs and flags that just go so far over our head. That
well, she's blinded by it because she's in a new. She's like, that's where he gets in by being like, "Hey, I got you." Because the end of the episode is this person actually her harshness is making her a better writer. So
Yeah,
his
it
in
is.
was being like, don't worry, like over here. So it was totally a manipulation thing.
Yeah,
Totally.
I mean, this is where I was when he gets the alcohol out. When he like presses that thing, I'm like, he wants to fuck her.
Yeah.
But then it was the rest of the episode where they were earning my trust back to be like, okay, maybe he's more interesting than that. Turns out.
I would just be really curious to see what the average female listener, like if the first time they saw that, if they knew from their life experiences, like this guy was a creep. And here's what I would love for our listeners to do. Watch that episode with your boyfriend or your significant or a male friend and ask them afterwards if they thought from the beginning he was a creep. I would be very curious to hear what other people would say.
Yeah, let us know. My thing when you ask that question makes me wonder if yes, if they knew, but also even if he didn't make a move at the end, if there would be a lot of women that were like, oh yeah, but also like that happens subtly all the time.
Right.
Where
Yeah.
It's like
That's-
there's a guy
those
that's
things
like,
were still inappropriate.
right. Those
Yeah.
things are still inappropriate, but someone is like all the time still like putting a hand on your shoulder or like, being like.
Is that my question? And this is a little bit of a devil's advocate. I'm not sure how I feel. Is that because we're in 2019, or do you think that like I'm sure it happened and it's inappropriate and like yes, it should not happen, but in 2002, would that have been generally seen as a culture as something like in the beginning of the episode? Was he generally acting inappropriate, or is that just a now
Drinking early, yeah.
Drinking early, yeah, but also I will say like.
But he had her alone and drunk in his office, and he helped her get home and got her a cab. And it's like
the other thing too that I think like
I'm playing devil's advocate. Don't hate me.
No,
listen, devil. Well, no, I think that it's not like it's. Is it inappropriate? Yes, but also I feel like even I guess not just of the time, like just because it's 2019. I think that stuff would probably happen all throughout time, and then it was just more like, oh, it's inappropriate, but
what would
this
the
happens
average,
all the time?
What would the average like 35-year-old woman
think
living
in
back then would have thought? Were they seeing those things still as inappropriate, or was that just like?
I think it's
business?
still.
I don't know.
I think
Good
it's. Still,
question.
I'm sure it's probably. I mean, especially the past 2 years, certainly. It's like because it's not just a different whole time. It's like right now we're still in the midst of like a pretty intense moment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
But it's like stuff like that. Like I sometimes I don't buy when people are just like, "Well, we can't even flirt anymore."
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like actually. If they had, he turns out, let's pretend he doesn't do the thing in the end. And what if they develop this rapport where it's like, we're actually really close. He did nothing inappropriate if that is their rapport. And that's the thing. It's like, we're touchy-feely. He calls me Cookie. It's fine. Like sometimes people generalize in a way that it's like, no, like if there are things I can say to you, John, that I couldn't say to someone that I met like the first day.
Right.
And so I feel like that's kind of...
That's why you call me those names.
You're like, I've
Got
known
it.
you for more than one day. And
Yeah.
anyone else that I know for 2 days, I call them the same horrible names.
But I think that's where they got us with the writing that I'm like, oh, maybe this is the perfect chance to introduce this new character.
Yeah.
And just be like, I fell for it for sure when they went and saw the shoes that I was like, oh, he's going to be this guy that just loves
He
fashion.
just loves fashion,
Yeah.
and
It
felt like the Stanley Tucci character in
Yeah.
Devil Wears
Devil Wears
Prada.
Prada. Yeah.
that is like
Shout out, great movie.
Shout out,
I'll admit it. I'll admit it.
amazing movie. I have zero shame about that. I
Yeah.
love that movie.
I'll start a podcast where we just watch nothing but that movie every week and be very happy.
That could be a movie. We'll put it on the movie club.
Yeah,
I do think, now we'll see where it goes from here, but I do think,
He might
because
be
it
done.
seems
I
like
wonder if he's
Candice
done.
Bergen's character could be interesting.
Yeah.
That seems a
We're
one
talking
and done for
Enid.
him.
I wonder if the Vogue thing's done. I wonder. Do you think she keeps working at Vogue? She's only there
it's
one
just
day
a
a month.
story?
She's only there one day a month anyway.
Oh, okay.
She's
Yeah.
like there freelance. There's part of me
I,
that
don't know, I
wonders.
feel like they have to bring that back in.
Maybe they do.
I just thought that was kind of, at the end, I'm like, I like the storyline. I will say it would have been way more interesting if it flipped the script a little. It kind of played right into like, okay, that's exactly what I would have thought happened. But I guess it's more
Can we
true
do
to
a
life
little
too.
thought experiment?
Yeah,
Sure.
How did she get the nickname Cookie?
She didn't wear underwear at her interview.
Why
What
would
was
that be a
that?
cookie?
Cookie. That's a word for a vagina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cookie.
But then she was like, I was just imitating the movie Basic Instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Did you know Cookie was one?
I know. I've never heard
Yeah,
that before.
it's like a weird one, but that's why I thought it was weird that he said that. I was
You know
like,
what's
that's
even weirder? German chocolate cake. When someone refers to a vagina as a German chocolate cake, that's much weirder.
Yeah.
But that's a thing. That's a
You
real
know,
thing.
it's even marzipan stroller. That's the weirdest one I
That
know.
was the-
With peanut butter,
Marzipan's-
with a peanut butter baby that you can eat.
You can eat the baby.
I think she.
Where'd she get the name Cookie? Go ahead.
I think she went to. She had some leftover weed from Under St. Mark's guy, and she just like pulled
That's
it out.
where they got the fried chicken from Miranda's baby shower.
Yeah.
On his roof.
It's the signs are all there.
And so she was stressed out because she got so much red ink on that thing. There was just like, and then she smokes some weed just to chill out. And then he walks into her office, right, to be like, hey, Carrie, what? And she's just fucking pounding Nutter Butters, just like crazy, and double stuffed Oreos. And he's just like, your cookie from now on. And she's like, whoa, is that a reference to my vagina? He's like, no. And then he points to the Nutter Butters, and she's like, oh.
That's a good one. I think
that's
a
waste
good
of my time.
no, it's a good one. That's the kind of thing where like it's like when you watch someone sink a 3-pointer or sink a half-court shot, and you're like, that's a good shot.
That's a good shot.
Respect.
Swish.
I think that he's senile and he is half deaf and he thinks her name is Cookie Bradshaw. Someone said Carrie and he's really terrible at reading lips and he's like, Cookie, her name's Cookie, right? And they're like, Carrie, and he's like, Cookie, hey Cookie, Enid needs to talk about your article, Cookie. And they're like, stop calling her Cookie, it sounds sexual. And he's like, Cookie Bradshaw, right?
My wife's a dancer.
My wife's she's friends with Smurfer Jones, right? That's how you said that. Oh, the girl's name, Smurfer.
Do you want to see my dick?
Huh?
I thought you said yeah.
He didn't do anything bad. He was just senile. He thought he was at home in his bedroom.
How fucking dark would that have got if like he just like wet himself in front like fucking Stars Born style? So they flip the switch on it and you're just like, whoa, he's a predator. This is messed up. But then he just like pees himself and he's like, Did you win?
Did you win? Your father hates me.
This is bad. This took a really dark place. But they did allude to people peeing their pants with that little kid who peed his pants in the baby shower.
Dude, the parallels would have been
This is insane. This is crazy.
Because then it would have been like, what do you do when someone at that level of their point in life, like what is life when someone like that is inappropriate with you? Do you bring the hammer down on them at Human Resources, or do you just send them to a nursing home and be like, get this fucking creep in the Alzheimer's unit?
I think she took a daring fashion choice and showed up to the first day of work wearing a blue fleece outfit, and Enid was like, shut the fuck up, Cookie Monster. And and he kind of latched onto it, and it's his little jab.
Yeah.
And calls her Cookie. So that's my thought.
I think that's a good one.
She's like, I couldn't help but wonder if C really was for Cookie. And if it's what C is for Cookie.
That's what it means to me.
And what it does mean to me. I couldn't help but wonder if C is for Cookie and what it means to me.
Dude, and then Julian pops up out of the trash and he's just like, hey, I'm a vagina monster. Let me see you. He's just the dirty Oscar the Grouch.
And then
Samantha's
Grover
just counting bitches that Richard's going to have sex with. 1, 2, 3.
I would suck. Yeah, and then Grover comes in and Samantha's like, I like your nose. And then Grover nose fucks her.
Dude, Sexesame in the city, dude.
Sexesame in the city. Sexesame in the city.
Oh my
Holy
gosh.
shit.
We just did it. We just peaked.
Gonna have sex today with the 4 ladies I know. Take me to Sexesame Street.
Elmo was with a squirter last night.
Oh my Lord.
Stop the podcast. Turn it off.
Cut it off.
Turn it off.
Oh, more like snuff a fuck, I guess.
Big Bird, I was really sad. Why? I haven't got any pussy for years.
Big Bird's like, I'll tug on your dick.
Jeez. All right.
Man.
Oh, man.
Hey, Bert.
Sexesame.
Holy
City,
shit.
dude.
Sexesame in
Hey,
the
Bert,
city.
That's a thing now that exists in the universe.
Hey, Bert, have you seen my rabbit? Oh, I don't know, Ernie. I think it's it's in your ass. Yeah.
Well, good night. Good night.
Good.
Oh, my face
Hey,
hurts.
Bert. Hey, Bert. What is that over there? What's that noise?
What do you? Well, what do you mean, Ernie?
Okay, let's try to.
rein it back in.
So
Oh, that's a toy. Hey, kids, this is called a toy. All right.
all right, so okay, where are we at?
That's
Miranda.
that was the thought experiment.
Yeah, that worked out exactly where I wanted to go. We're talking about Miranda now.
Dude,
Man.
I'm like just so taken with us in our that little trail. Okay,
Yeah.
well,
That was
where are we at now, Miranda?
So
Miranda and the
yeah,
baby shower.
Miranda's trying to have a baby shower. Carrie's trying to hijack
Yep.
the conversation throughout the whole thing, but she wants a baby shower. Homegirl just wants to have some fried chicken and
Yeah.
no baby stuff.
She didn't want a baby shower, though, and then they convinced her she needed to have one. She was
Yeah.
out going to Crib
Where are
Town.
we at on that? Like,
She was buying a crib at Crib Town, and then they were like, why don't you have a baby shower to get some gifts from people?
yeah, like so Samantha and Charlotte and Miranda had like a little bit of a fight in this episode because I think Charlotte wanted to live vicariously through Miranda's what's happening in her life with the baby,
Yep.
and Miranda wasn't having any of that. She was kind of pushing back.
I think one of the things about Charlotte that is good is she can disagree like that. Like she can push back, and clearly she was wrong to like force that. But then the twist is like she has the awareness to be very selfish and self-involved and dramatic, and then also be like, no, I listen to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and I think that's one of her best qualities, because she does want. She wanted those things for Miranda in like a bit of a like it's selfish in a way, but it in another way it was selfless because it was like, come on, you want to have this party.
You need these
Like,
things.
you
Like,
know
you're
when you
gonna need stuff. Yeah.
yeah, or you wait till the last minute like to plan like a birthday thing because you're like, I don't want to do anything, and then you end up doing something with your friends because they like really wanted you to come out, and you're like, I wanted this, I just didn't want to be that, and so I think it was such a good twist when there was just like the chicken there and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that was such a good scene.
And that's classic. It's classic Charlotte.
And that was in the part where I was like, man, Charlotte is really great.
Charlotte's
She's great. She
amazing.
really is great.
Yeah.
And then there's the moment where she gets the Tiffany rattle that Trey gave her.
Yeah.
Miranda gets the Tiffany rattle that Trey gave her, and Charlotte tears up and gets emotional.
She needed to get her shit together
And that's
a little
when,
bit there.
yeah, you said you were like, Charlotte needs to get her shit together.
Yeah, like I was totally on her team, and I understand the rattle is gonna trigger her, but come on, you just gotta like,
Especially in her own home.
yeah, you gotta swallow that pain for a little bit and not just run into your bedroom and lay under some pillows.
That's true.
But
then it just gives Miranda time to shine and
Totally.
be a great friend as well.
great TV, but like in real life, like
Oh, in real life.
Miranda would have come in there and been like, get your shit together now.
Yeah.
In real life, what happened would have happened. There would have exactly as it played out. There just would be a scene after that's not in the show, and it's just like, you want to know what she did in my fucking thing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then Miranda
totally.
just like rants to other people, and they're like, what?
What she would have
That-
done is she would have brought that little kid in the room quietly, pulled down his pants, and just let him piss all over her face.
And she'd be like, all I want is a kid. This is enough. She's like into it. Yeah, but I totally agree with you. In real life, it
Yeah.
would have been a not cool thing.
Great TV though. Like that was
great TV.
This episode was insanely well written. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was.
Everything. The Samantha Richard
So
scene was
so
like
unrealistic that you'd throw that girl out of bed for saying "daddy" once. It's like just come on.
Come on, Richard.
How old is she? 21?
That's what they
That's what
they're
they said.
assuming.
They refer to
That's
her as a
pretty young.
21-year-old.
That's just I don't know. I could imagine I can understand the idea of wanting to have a threesome, but I'm like I just can't imagine. I've never talked to anyone in real life. I don't even know if I've talked to that many people in real life that have had one. But I just can't. I've never heard just rave reviews in real life about it. I've never heard someone be like, "I did it. It was awesome." It just seems like too much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree with you. I think
I want to have sex with one person and enjoy it. I haven't even done that. No, I'm kidding. just not have it be a thing where you're just like, ugh, what was that about? John and Cory are looking at me like, you want to get into this? No, I'm just saying. It's just
I know what you're saying. It's
too
too
unsatisfactory.
complicated. It's too complicated for just two people.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in over my head with one.
Do you think
I agree. I totally
do
agree.
you all think Samantha handled that situation well? She asked Richard what he wanted. He was pretty upfront with her. They're not monogamous at this point. He was like, I want a threesome with you and her.
With Alexa, the original voice of
Yeah.
Alexa.
Alexa, I want a threesome.
Alexa, give me a threesome. Okay,
Alexa-
John. What kind?
Alexa, turn the volume down 70% and tickle my balls.
Turning volume down and tickling balls. Now playing Kendrick Lamar, Damn.
Oh man, that got me.
During the threesome. Now tickle you.
Yo, that's some Pulitzer Prize winning sex right there.
Like I think she, I don't know. I think she, all things considered, handled it pretty well.
You think she's on NPR?
Yeah.
All things.
I agree. I think she was. Okay, so yeah, I agree. She was
She
mature
went in
about
there.
it.
She's like, I might give him what he wants,
And she's
then
straightforward.
she laid down some ground rules.
Yeah.
She's like, you can do anything, mouth is mine. And she was like a little bit bitter about it, but
Yeah.
you know, she was maybe throwing bows in the bed a little bit, knocking her off. But
Yeah. She laid down
Richard,
the kiss
for being
ground
like
rules.
a
I
billionaire
like how
hotel
you are
magnate-
just like she was really mature about it. Meanwhile, she's assaulting the girl who voluntarily like.
no, up until that point,
I know.
she, you know.
And then
But like
she's just
Richard would have a bigger bed also. He would
did
have a
have like
king
a-
size. He would have a California king.
Wasn't it
That's-
like he had it looked like a full.
yeah, it was like
I know.
a very small bed.
Hey, don't rip on a full. I have a full.
I know,
The
but-
second I got a full, though, I was just like, "Why didn't you get a queen, you fucking loser?"
But-
I think that every single time I stretch out and my feet touch the edge.
But
Alexa,
you also
order Kevin a queen size Casper mattress.
Oh man, please.
ordering queen size Casper, and now playing Shallows from A Star Is Born
Star Is
soundtrack.
By
really
Lady
hope someone-
Gaga.
Lady
and
Gaga,
Bradley
and
Cooper.
Cooper.
I really hope someone's listening to this like while cooking meal, and Alexa just keeps on rattling this shit off.
Yeah.
I got. That's so funny.
Be humble.
Nobody praying for me. Okay. Yeah, I thought I liked that storyline because sometimes we have like it was a classic Samantha storyline with an emotional element to it.
Yeah.
With some stakes of being
Yeah,
like,
totally.
And I think she was mature throughout the thing, and you're right. She kind of got what you wanted at
Yeah.
the end. Yeah.
Yeah, which was great. It was a great payoff. Man.
Also,
Richard's so confusing to me.
This is another thing with
Let's talk.
threesomes.
I'm gonna talk about that in a second.
Okay, yeah.
You
Sorry,
finish.
go
or
ahead.
just sexual fantasies in general.
Yes.
That it's like, you know, when you like a wedding's a great example. You spend all this time
I
your whole
sexually
life.
fantasize about weddings all the
Oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just split that
Corey's
cake,
got a
cut that
huge. He's
cake.
got a huge ring bearer fetish.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That sounds horrible.
Yeah. Hey, listen, but it's what
No,
turns me
you know,
on,
like,
guys. It's what turns me on.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying
Especially-
you dress like a ring bearer.
It's true.
Like, yeah.
Anytime they have a little dog bring it down the aisle, I'm
Dude,
like,
Corey's
oh.
always-
I've been an adult ring bearer before.
Corey's always
Absolutely.
That's why Corey's always walking around with that small little pillow.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Just like a tiny little pillow. Okay, so
Alexa, order me a tiny pillow.
oh man. Okay, so
Go ahead.
the thing, you know, you wait your whole life, and then everyone's like, "Yeah, it's over so quick. The wedding's over so quick,
Instantly.
Yeah.
instantly,
Done.
Or like, yeah, any big event, you're just like so excited, and then you're like, it's already midnight, and I'm getting pizza with my friends or whatever. Like, we're at the hotel after, and so I just can't imagine, like, sex being like if you build up like your whole life wanting a threesome, and then it's just like that's
Yeah.
not even. It's like what. 30 minutes tops, 45 minutes, and then you're just like sitting there with two people. They have to be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you want coffee?" Like,
Yeah,
what- it's not even like
Totally true.
it's
Yeah.
just too much.
I think that's true,
Totally
when
true.
you like put anything on a pedestal.
Yeah.
If you put anything on a pedestal, when it's over, you're just like, well, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Like the pedestals.
At least
I
a trip to
get it.
Disney World is like a week, and then it's like, oh, it's over too quick. I can't even. And I don't know.
Yeah, and you get a threesome with Donald and Daisy. And
I will real talk about weddings though.
Quack, quack.
Here's something that happened at our wedding.
Quack, quack.
Not only did it go over really fast, but no one wants to talk to you because everyone's like, I don't want to take any of your time. Like, I know this is your big special day.
Yeah.
And literally nobody talked. There was a point at my own wedding where I was in the corner by myself for like 10 minutes eating cake just by myself because no one wanted to talk to me.
It's crazy. I went to a wedding last weekend and we were sitting there, and it was a small wedding. It was like a 40-person wedding on a beach in Mexico. It was amazing. And there was a moment where we were at a tiny restaurant. We're all like maybe 20 feet from each other. And I was looking at my friend, the groom, and his new wife. And they were sitting there kind of like eating alone. And for a second, I was like, it was a really sweet moment. And then I watched it, and it was like 5 minutes.
No one wants to talk to them.
But everyone else was like having a blast talking to like these
everyone
new
else
friends at the table. And I was like, they're just by themselves.
Yeah, literally the only thing you hear at your own wedding is people are like, hey, good to see you. I don't want to take your time. So if you're listening to this and going to the wedding, talk to the bride and groom.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
What if you just realize like you and the wedding you were just at, it's just like
everyone
the
hates
two
me
most socially awkward like people that no one ever wants to talk to. It's just the first.
That
time
makes
they
a
go.
lot. That makes a lot more sense.
Oh man, yeah.
Alexa,
so imagine that.
Order
Only
me
imagine.
friends.
Alexa, order me friends.
Alexa, redo my wedding.
Yeah.
All right. What else do we have to cover?
Richard is confusing.
Yeah. Why did you say Richard confuses
He's
you?
confusing. One, because he ordered.
He's that rich and he doesn't just get
He doesn't
Invisalign. Just fucking
close the gap, Richard. Mind the gap in your face.
No way, dude. If you're that rich, you just own it, man.
You just Alfred E. Newman
If
your way.
I ever get to be his rich, I'm gonna get a gap in my teeth just because.
Yeah, dude. You're gonna
pull them apart.
You're gonna get reverse Invisalign to
Absolutely
mess your teeth up.
Invisa spread, dude.
Invisispread.
That's right.
Sponsored by Richard and Stacey Abrams. And
Stacey Abrams.
she was she lost the governorship.
Yeah.
Classic
Yes.
Invisa spread.
Yes.
Who else has a gap? Who else has a famous gap?
Madonna.
David
Madonna,
Letterman?
David Letterman, Alfred E. Newman, the
Alfred E.
star
Newman?
of Mad Magazine.
Dude,
Cover.
if you can rock a gap, you're on another level.
I respect the tooth gap so much.
I will
love
say,
a tooth gap.
Anytime I've seen a woman who is attractive and has a tooth gap and just owns it, it's a special power.
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely. It's all those
who would
people
that
out there-
be? Like people in normal life?
Like
Or
I
is
mean,
there a
like
celeb.
Start naming names now.
shoot. I mean, Madonna. I've seen
Madonna
women.
has a tooth gap?
She did at one point.
All right,
I've seen
this
women
is-
on just like in New York.
This is part of the podcast.
I know, but I really want to hear why Cory's confused by.
Here's why I said it. So he is very forward with stuff, and
Elijah Wood.
Alexa, order me Frodo. And he has a tooth gap.
Yeah, one of the most famous ones. Madonna's first, Elijah Wood's second.
There you go.
Chris Martin's third.
But Frodo, where are we going to put the ring? In my
I
tooth
love the
gap.
person. I love the person that's skipping ahead because they were sick of us singing songs, and now we're just stuck on tooth caps. For
We can't get over
I
Richard.
forgot. Michael Strahan.
oh, dude,
Oh,
Strahan.
Strahan.
Biggest one.
Kick a friggin' field goal through that thing. That's right. Okay, so Richard, very forward and up front, does these weird things where they're dancing at the rooftop pool, and he's like, "Don't put your hand down there, dance with me."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Sorry, I don't." Sorry, Kevin just pulled a picture of SpongeBob.
Picture of SpongeBob
Just a
SquarePants.
picture of SpongeBob's tooth gap. Okay, hold on. Richard doesn't. He's like, no, sorry, I don't want to be monogamous. He keeps making these moves though to bring her in, and then after the like, I don't want to be called daddy thing, he's like, let's just do this. Let's do this, just me and you.
Yeah.
It just feels like another bait and switch in where I'm like. But he seems so serious. I don't think he's like stringing her along. He seems like he's being schizophrenic right now, and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because I think there are other times where, people can lead someone on because, they like the game of it, or they're like afraid to be honest, or whatever. Yeah. I never get that vibe from him. I just get this vibe where I'm like, Samantha's getting so freaking frustrated because then she doesn't want to give in. Then when she does give in, he doesn't want to give in. But he keeps like making active moves to pull her in.
Yeah.
And he also has this way of speaking where he's so serious that he's more Joker. Like he doesn't have any real emotion. I feel like he's just always like, you know what I want. How about me and you? Like there's something. He's hard to read.
I mean, it's weird that you bring that up now because this is kind of the most clear he's been with his thing of being like, all right, I thought I wanted this. I've been all of that stuff.
Right.
And this to me, I guess we have to see how the next one is because it seems like after all of that stuff, it's finally like that 21. That was just weird. I want you.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I guess I agree with you. It's just, that seems like from a storyline, this is the part where we're like, Richard's all in. My guess, I don't have a prediction besides I think it goes really well this next episode. And then I feel like the relationship implodes because he can't handle it. That's sometime in season 5, I think.
Well, that then would make sense. I guess I was just saying, like, yeah, you're right. We'll have to see if this one plays out because it seems like a push-pull thing. But then some people, they hem and haw, and then when they get their decision, they go right through. Yeah. So maybe that's what he's doing.
Now you could go right through, but I think right now he's trying to close the gap on his emotional relationship.
Yep, that's true.
With her.
He's trying to build bridges.
Yep. He's trying to build bridges, and he's trying to brace himself for a decision.
And I don't know. We'll see if they're able to retain her this part of the relationship.
I do think he has some very incisior knowledge.
Yeah. And I think that the molar of the situation.
I was trying to get to that one.
The molar of the story is that John's.
No, I'm enamored by what you're saying.
Yes. Oh. Wow.
Oh boy. Okay. Did we just come in guns blazing on this pod? You had
back to Frodo, okay?
You got.
It's a great story about a guy who's just trying to bring a ring to Mordor.
He's and he's got a good friend named Sam.
Someone told me we're off the rails. I'm just going to take us even more off the rails for a second.
Great, let's do it.
Someone at work told me today, they were like, I was talking about how I was getting rid of a bunch of DVDs, and I decided to keep the Lord of the Rings special edition ones.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I need to borrow those.
I got them.
Yes.
And but she was like, have you ever heard of the Road to Mordor? And I was like in the movies? And she was like, no, the Road to Mordor is when you start your day, you order a large cheese pizza, and you take a 30-pack of beer, and you have till nightfall to finish all of it.
Oh, easy.
But I was like,
that's amazing.
It's not super hard.
That wouldn't be that hard.
I mean, if you think, though,
or
maybe
us.
Not nightfall, maybe like the end of the night. But if you start in the morning, that means you have like 16 hours.
Yeah.
So you're probably doing about 1.75 beers an hour.
I think you need to up that to like 2 or 3 pizzas.
And I think the pizza thing needs to go higher. Yeah. And I think you need to throw in, if you really want
to... the more pizzas, the more it soaks up the beer. So
yeah, that's true. So you know what you need to do? This is what I think, because this brings in the ring aspect. 1 dozen Krispy Kreme donuts.
Ooh.
Throw that in there.
And I'm talking a big game, like I could do that easily. I would get crushed by that nowadays.
But
I think back in my beer drinking prime, I could handle that.
You're healthy now, though.
Well, I tried.
Yeah.
You know what I would say?
Alexa, bring me back old John.
I want the old John. I would say that anytime it'd be funny, because so many people are just like, the reason why I love Sex and the City is because of friendships. You know, like the friendships. And it'd be great just to change the subject every time. Just be like, oh, yeah, same with like Lord of the Rings. It's about friendship. And then just like force them to talk about Frodo and Sam the whole time.
I mean, that's definitely something that Carrie would do.
That is.
If Lord of the Rings was on her mind, she would definitely make everything about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Let's
Cosmo rating it?
Let's Cosmo rating it.
Wait, so we covered all 4 storylines, right?
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah,
we did, because the Charlotte and okay, we did.
Okay.
Yep.
I have a number in my mind.
I'm vacillating between 2, but I will make a decision.
Kevin,
I
ready?
have one. Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1. 5.5. I loved it.
4.75.
Wow.
4.75.
This was one of the most fun times I've had watching an episode. And I'm trying to think, maybe it's because we haven't watched one in so long.
Yeah,
but I think
that's true.
Every storyline was so good. The Carrie and Julian storyline was so interesting. It had us like guessing. It sparked really good conversation. The Samantha and Richard storyline was great. It had a really nice emotional bow that tied it all together. And like the Charlotte and Miranda storyline, come on.
Yeah.
When Miranda was like rubbing her head and she like realized she's going to be a good mother, the lesbian energy that like permeated this entire episode. Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a great episode. Loved it.
Great app.
5.0. Would watch it again right now.
Yep.
Dude, I love your energy with it.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
You want to? I'll go.
You go.
For Hugo, a great semi-animated film. 475. Loved it. The penultimate episode of season 4. It was a really, really great episode. It had that energy of a good SATC episode where you were just like, oh, we're doing it.
Yeah.
Carrie's got a new haircut. Also, I got to say, saw a picture of Carrie's dad in an old faded photograph.
Yeah.
Look at this photograph.
It was really freaking good. Like, we get some good history. I will say
He was the original Bradshaw boy.
Oh my gosh, he was. That's the original
Bradshaw boy.
That's
finally.
her
We've
dad.
been waiting for this the whole time we've been doing this podcast.
Shut it down.
Stokely Bradshaw, the original Bradshaw boy.
Stokely Dixon Bradshaw.
He was a prospector out west.
I remember when we settled in New York City.
I do declare.
Well, one thing that was odd about that prospector is he was always concerned about what kind of shoes he was wearing. Are these Manolo boots?
A bucket hat was fashionable in his day.
By word, I hope my daughter has heels as high as the skyscrapers that touch the Manhattan sky. I couldn't help but wonder, are there gold up in them hills?
So anyway, 475. Really great theme writing. Some of the best theme writing we've seen in the show. Great Charlotte. I think we've talked about my predilection to not give 5s, but I'm getting better with that. It didn't like knock me out of the park, but this was a strong like grand slam. It was an infield grand slam where the batter got to third base. Yeah. That's what it was for me.
You know, I feel like you would have given this a 5, and maybe I would have too. And this is not a knock on you, but it was there was no like Steve died or like some crazy, you know. This is just like
Steve died.
yeah. Thank God, just get him out. No, I'm kidding. But there was this was just great TV. They didn't even need to resort to like to something like that.
Thing.
Okay, I gave it 4.5. I think that was why I was just like, man, this is just like solid, so good. I feel like a strong 4.5, not a. I wish I gave it a 5 and I knocked it down. It was like, man, this is operating on a high level. I loved it. I loved Carrie's new haircut specifically. I also loved. Charlotte had on like a corset. It was like a classy corset type thing.
That red tie up, like kind of corsety baby doll sleeve.
Yeah.
Thing that was on the top of her dress.
Yeah.
It's like a man trying to describe clothing.
It looked
great. Also, Charlotte's little trucker mud flap necklace. I mean, not Charlotte, Samantha. Did you notice that? Samantha had the trucker mud flap necklace. It was like the little woman that's on you know what I mean when I mean trucker mud flap?
Yeah.
It's like the little like outline of a woman.
Trucker mud. Hey, I'm Trucker Mud Flap.
I'm Trucker
and
Mud
I
Flap.
approve this message. I'm running for comptroller of Duke County, North Carolina. My name's Trucker Mud Flap.
My father, Stokely Bradshaw III,
he moved to New York City to make a new life for himself, and he did. And I want to bring the jobs back to North Carolina. Trucker Mud Flap.
and I approve this.
I approve this message. Get the fuck out of here, Ank! I'm trying to record! Fucking Ank. Shout out to Ank.
Campaign manager Ank.
All right.
Keep going.
Listen, this is just the last thing I want to play, which is this is the
Play us out.
This is the time that I went and saw Samwise Gamgee in a play.
Whoa.
And after at the stage door, I was just like, just do it. Just do it. It's worth it. Just do it. And he begrudgingly did it. This is me meeting Sean Astin.
Put it up on the Instagram too.
I will.
I want to hear more about Sam. I I want to hear more about Sam.
And he did it so begrudgingly, and then was like very much like, thank you, but he did it. So I'll post it. That's what I thought of when I thought about friendship.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Fellowship of the Rings.
This was quite the trip, boys.
This was fucking funny.
This was really fun.
I have not laughed that hard in a long time.
My
I haven't
cheeks hurt.
either.
Sesame Street is a new thing
Trucker
that exists now.
Mudflap.
Yeah,
Trucker
let's
Mudflap,
do it.
Sesame Street, Stokely Bradshaw,
Thanks.
Alexa.
This is a
Thanks for joining us. This was a fun episode.
Give us a rating. We'd prefer a 5-star rating, and
I
also
want to-
follow us on Spotify.
Yes, 5-star rating. If you send us write us a review, talk about Trucker Mudflap.
Yeah.
And talk about whatever your funniest bit from this is, and it'll bring us so much joy.
Also, answer those questions what John was saying. If you like, what you would think if you were a woman in that situation.
Totally,
Vogue,
I'd be super
Tell
curious.
us, enlighten us on that, and come to our live show in New York City
Get
on
your
December
Trucker
5th.
Mudflap bumper stickers soon.
And we'll have like a photographer there, so we can all do some like fancy, nice pictures.
That'd be great.
Totally into that.
See you December 5th.
Let us
Hope
know
y'all
if you
can
want
make it.
Yep. See you December 5th. Let us know if you want us to make Trucker Mudflap trucker hats.
And
All right.
that's it. We're the boys.
Bye.
The Bradshaw Boys stars Cory Cavin, Jon Sieber, and Kevin James Doyle. The show is produced by Jeremy L. Balon. For more information on the guys, check out their website at bradshawboys.com, on social media at The Bradshaw Boys, and if you see them in the street, tip your glass. Thanks for listening.